guys? And today I am back with another MCU based video. What a shocker at this point, saying that my last 4 videos have been about the MCU. But in all honesty, I am just really hyped for Endgame, which comes out in less than a month, and I cannot wait for it to come out. So I am just going to be posting a lot of MCU stuff up to that point. Also because my gaming content is not where I want it to be at. So we're talking solely about the MCU, and what I'm going to be talking about today is personally my 5 favorite MCU superheroes. And that is to this point of where we're at in the MCU. So after Captain Marvel, who are my 5 favorite MCU heroes? And let's get right into that. Coming in at our number 5 spot is going to be Captain America, aka Good Guy Steve. Now, there is no way you can hate Good Guy Steve, okay? Because Captain America, he's just so morally sound at the end of the day. He's such a good guy. Because he's not the strongest superhero in the MCU. I don't think anyone is going to say he is, but why I love him is because of his heart. He's always willing to fight no matter what, even when he's outmatched. Even when they're fighting Thanos at the end of Infinity War, he's the one who stands up and tries to block the gauntlet. He's such a good guy at the end of the day. When you see him in his first movie, in Captain America the First Avenger, where he starts out as this skinny boy from Brooklyn who has nothing going for him. He's an asthmatic, he is just the weakest guy out there, but he has the strongest heart, and it gives him this opportunity to have the strongest body at the end of the day. But when he gets these powers, that heart never leaves him. And that is why he is such a good hero, because he's not doing these things for himself. He is doing it just to benefit others, and he's in our number 5 spot for that reason. Coming in at our number 4 spot is going to be Drax. Now, he has grown on me so much because through his 3 films that he has been in, Guardians 1, Guardians 2, and Infinity War, he has pretty quickly, in my opinion, become the funniest character in the MCU. And now I know I have spoken about how comedy is kind of, hurting these movies in a bit, but I feel like Drax is the exception, because Drax doesn't understand, things that normal people should understand. He doesn't understand sarcasm, and that allows him to make these, quips that if said by another character, it's going to sound not, correct, or it's going to be untasteful. But Drax does all of his lines so well, and I also might have a little bit of bias because I used to be a huge wrestling fan when I was little, and Batista was one of my favorite wrestlers. So seeing Dave Batista portray this role honestly just makes me a little bit happy, and especially because he does such a good job in this role. I almost can't see any other actor playing Drax except for Dave Batista. He just does such a good job. He is hilarious, but I can't rank him any higher than number 4 just because I like his comedy. At my number 3 spot, I have Doctor Strange. Now, let me repeat, this is my opinion for now where the MCU stands. If I would have done this list after Doctor Strange's solo movie, this man would probably end up close to the bottom, may even be in my top 5 least favorite heroes. But after Infinity War and the crucial part that he plays and how well he does in that movie, he just skyrocketed in my love for him, because the way he plays off Tony Stark, he has a lot of similarities to Tony Stark, but in my opinion, he just does it better, and he's way cooler because you know what? He's a freaking sorcerer. And, kind of gonna have a little bit of a unpopular opinion here. I don't like Tony Stark all that much. I feel like he's, egotistical in all the worst ways. But Doctor Strange, I feel like at least has some heart. He's standing up for what the sorcerers need him to do, and I feel like he does what needs to be done at the end of Infinity War, even when we don't know exactly what that is yet. And he puts, not only his own life on the line, but a lot of people's lives on the line, because he knows what's going to happen. He has that entire, scene where he sees all these different ways. So he is probably the most important character, or at least one of the most important characters in the MCU as it stands right now, and that is why he ranks so high on my list, because I want to see more from him. And at the end of the day, that is a huge reason why he could be my favorite character in the MCU. At number 2, coming in, and our runner-up spot is going to be Thor. Now let me repeat myself yet again. This is where I am grading the heroes where the MCU stands now. Because if this was me, ranking my favorite superheroes for the entirety of the MCU, Thor definitely would not be this high, because Thor 1 and Thor 2 are honestly straight garbage. But Thor Ragnarok, they do something with Thor that is definitely not loyal to the comics. They make him a complete goofball, but it makes his character way more interesting, and I love Thor Ragnarok. I've said it so many times on this channel. Thor Ragnarok it's just so good. If Infinity War is one of my favorite movies of all time, I have nothing to say bad about Thor at the moment, minus that his comedy may go a little bit too far, but I feel like they have nailed the character of Thor, and it needs to continue in this direction that it is going now. Coming in at our number 1 spot is going to be Spider-Man. Now, is this a little bit biased? Yeah, of course it is. Spider-Man has always been my favorite superhero ever since I was a child. The Sam Raimi films are some of the first movies I actually saw in the theaters, so they have a huge nostalgia feeling for them. So once the MCU introduced Spider-Man, I already knew I was going to love every single bit of it. And not only that, Tom Holland is the perfect actor to play Spider-Man, and I love Tom Holland. He nails the high school Peter Parker that we need, where he's not cool like the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. He has nerdy aspects to him, but he also has the wit that Spider-Man should have, and he just fits the role so well. He's such a good actor. I love him. I love him to death. He is definitely my favorite Spider-Man actor, and he is definitely my favorite character inside the MCU right now. And that is going to be all for this one, folks. Feel free to leave your favorite MCU heroes in the comments below, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.